Welcome back to a new video. In today's episode we're going to check out a coolant / oil leak on the T4 and that headlamp issue on the BMW. Let's go. BMW back in today. We're going to have a look at this headlamp issue. Check out voltages and bits and pieces, just see if we can work out why this lamp keeps going off. The bulb's not blowing, the lamp goes out. So look. So as we spoke about in the previous video on the BMW, this lamp works, this one doesn't. So I've jacked the car up side to access your lamps. You can get to them through here. This gives me good access now. There's normally a panel on here and it's disappeared. I don't think this is what's caused the issue because it's always been an issue regardless of whether this panel was here or not previously. So what we're going to do is have a look at this bulb, take it out, and then pop it back in and see if our headlamp works again.
Oh, it's on.
So I've literally just wiggled that.
It's a bit flickery.
Yeah, that was me wiggling.
Yeah.
I've literally just wiggled it. Okay. So all I've literally got to do is move this fitting around.
Which is understandable why it goes off so quickly after it's been done, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's trying to eliminate which wire is causing the problem, or if it's just the fitting itself. So it seems to be the actual fitting connector that's a problem. Yeah, I think it's this top connector. It's pushing out of the connector itself and not getting on the bulb properly.
It's like almost swollen up kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's the BMW headlamp issue sorted. Really chuffed to get that one out of the way. Just a simple connector issue. The terminal wasn't getting its crimp on there properly. What we can do now is go check out this T4, look at those leaks, see if we can resolve them. It's about 0 degrees, so what better thing to do than fix a coolant leak? It's going to be a cold one. So first up is removing the clamp that holds the bottom radiator hose. Once that's out of the way, you can then get down and pull off the radiator hose itself to empty the coolant. Next up, remove your header tank cap and also the bleed screw on top of the hose there. This allows the vacuum to pass, allowing the air to push in through behind the coolant that's coming out. I've then taken the garden hose and put it into the header tank, ran the water so it's passing through the system and coming out the bottom, clearing out all that old dirty rusty water and getting it through to clear. And what I will do when I come to refill this with the coolant is I will also remove the hose off there that goes to the heater matrix, so I can push water through that system as well, clearing out any water and dirt that's within the heater itself. As you can see, it makes quite a mess, so you want to hose down your pathway or drive afterwards. Keep the neighbours sweet. So we're emptying the coolant tank, we're emptying the cooling system, giving it a little clean up as well, making sure we've got all that dirty old rusted coolant out of there. So I reckon someone's been in here before, because this isn't a factory tube or lead clip. Hose clamp, if you want to call it that. For that flange, there's two 6mm hex bolts that need to be removed. So access is quite tight to those bolts, so I ended up having to remove the oil pressure switch off the top. Anything I said about coolant, I thought this was a coolant flange. It's actually oil straight into the block. So I wasn't aware of that. So there's me ordering an oil seal. There's me ordering a coolant flange seal when I actually need an oil one. So I'll check what I've got. So the old saying of every day's a school day is very apparent. But what I thought was a coolant flange is actually an oil. I think it's crankcase breather or something. But let's have a look. We've got some remnants of sealant used, plus of course our O-ring seal in there, and that looks very flat to me. I'm going to pick it out and have a look. So originally these rings would have been a nice soft rubber, and I'm guessing this isn't. So that is very hard. Oh, there you go. No stretching it whatsoever. Absolutely knackered. Let's go see if I can find another one. Okay. I'm reckoning he's somewhere around here. That's how you want your ring. Lovely stuff. Right, we'll clean this up. So it's out with a brake cleaner. Give it a good soak in, get into all those areas and clean up all that old oil and residue. I then apply a little bit of silicone spray to the ring itself to help prevent any chafing when reinstalling. I don't know if you can quite see, but it is raised over this mating face, so we know that's good enough. Right, so I'm just going to clean up this face for the flange to fit. This is a crankcase breather, I'm pretty sure. This will go up to the breather that's on top of the rocker cover. Obviously I'm not going to spray brake cleaner into it or any chemical at all. I'm just going to put some on a rag and then wipe up that surface and make sure it's clean. So of course refit is the reverse of removal. Right, we're all back together. So we've got a new O-ring on this crankcase breather flange. Imagine if that's where the leak is and it's not here and the oil is working its way around and I don't have to replace the oil cooler gasket. I'd actually really love that. So we've got our breather hose clamp there done back up. We've also got our oil pressure switch, I believe, back in. So we're going to give this a little clean up with brake cleaner now. Run the engine up after we've refilled it with coolant and see if we've still got a leak. So after all that, I probably didn't need to empty the coolant on the tank. Not that it was coolant anyway, you saw the colour of it. Absolutely horrendous. What I'm going to do is remove the header tank, see if I can clean it up so I can actually read the level, because it's so brown in there I can't even see it. Let's have a look. So with removing the header tank, it's just a few hoses to come off and also a connector and a couple of 10mm bolts, and the header tank should come out. Okay, so as we can see, very brown in here. I don't really know how well I'm going to be able to clean it up, but when the level's up I can't read where it is, so we'll have a clean up of it and see how far we get. So I'm not really sure what the best way to do this is. I've fired in some water with a hose first of all, give it a wash around. I'm then going to stuff in some tissue and use a paint roller handle just to try and work the tissue around the inside wall. Now this is quite effective. I'll put some brake cleaner onto the tissue before I put it in there, and as you can see, it does make quite a good method to cleaning up those walls of the header tank. So that's about as clear as I can get it at the moment, but I should be able to see the level. I can't get up here. I don't know if I can get down there with a bent rod and some tissue, maybe. It's a vast improvement all the same. Let's get it fitted back in. So that's tank back in. Vast improvement to before. Let's just move this light out of the way a bit. I can actually see me level now properly, or with any luck, when I get my G12 coolant in. So now I need to refill this and refill the system entirely. what you have on top of your T4 coolant hose that's going into your heater is this screw. This is a bleed screw. What this allows you to do is bleed out the system, which is really, really handy. There's no removing top radiator hoses or anything like that. All you got to do is unscrew this, and then you'll see the bubbles start appearing as you're filling. So let's get that done now. Obviously check for any leaks for hoses I've taken off and that, but for all intents and purposes we should be good. I don't have any coolant with me right now. I was planning to run the engine, clean it out, empty the dirty water again, and then refill with the G12. So we're just putting pure water in for now. Not ideal, but there is a process that I'm trying to follow. So when you're refilling the coolant, you want your heat on hot, and you also want your fan blower on number 1. Okay, just taking her out for a drive, get some fuel. We've got heat coming from the vent. Our top radiator hose and our bottom radiator hoses are warm. The level's down a little bit. That would have removed any bubble then, if there was any. Back to working vehicle. So that's it for this one. We've made good progress on the T4. We've also sorted the problem with the BMW. Do hit a thumbs up, do subscribe down below. Of course, do leave a comment as well. Appreciate the comments. And next time, we should be seeing this a bit lower on the floor, and also refit in our freshly refurbed under tray. So once again, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.